Hi there, everyone. This is Daniel, and this is my Haunted Diary Communion. We're here. This is our fourth week already of doing this. It is January 23rd, 2021. The idea behind our show, for anybody new that's tuning in, is that we want to open up and facilitate communication with the great unknown, the vast universe, everything around us that we can't see, that we don't understand. And what I wanted to do with this show is I want to provide that venue for those forces to communicate with us, to know that each week on Saturday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be here or somewhere reaching out to them to get them to communicate with us. If you've tuned in the last few weeks, we've had some very good results the last couple weeks. We had a spirit named Kevin 2 weeks ago, distinctly tried to come through as an EVP in the background of the Echovox device. Last week we had a lady who told us her name was Sue that tried to come through. We also tried last week to establish a station number for ourselves. If you get into ITC studies at all, the theory is that there are stations on the other side, that people that have studied the paranormal and have tried these types of communication on our side have passed to the other side and are trying to communicate back to us through whatever means they have there. Establishing a station number for ourselves, I think, helps to open up the communication because they have station numbers there quite possibly. So by doing that and identifying ourselves as 49620, which is our zip code here, that's our station number. Now last week we got some great evidence. It actually gave us an audio clip of a numerical pattern. It gave us numbers back in response to our numbers. That was a great find. Next week we're going to utilize that number in the process, and we're going to try and use that to contact that specific station. If you have not been here, this is my basic setup that I'm using right now. We're going to keep changing this up a little bit each week. We do have a Mel meter, which is set up right now as a REM pod function. If anything were to approach me, come close, and it breaks the field, it would trigger the Mel meter. And so that's kind of a physical indication that something might be with us. I've got one of the young ladies that we use on investigations with us here again tonight. And a little bit different tonight. If you see here, she's guarding the top secret envelope. And this is something we've done in the past. I've talked a little bit about how psychic phenomena, how being a psychic can come into play with these devices, with this communication. We've had some neat experiences with it. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a secret word. I've sealed it in this envelope. I'm the only one that knows this word. Even my production manager, Stephanie, does not know what word is in that envelope. And I picked a word that has some meaning, and maybe next week we'll talk a little bit about that meaning. But for this week, we're going to unveil that at the end. The idea being, we want to see if that word comes through in any way, shape, or form during our session tonight. I've got copper quartz rock from the Upper Peninsula. Gives me some earth element. Hopefully this is going to pull in some forces, some different frequencies, because I think we really want to experiment with frequencies. We are going to use the Echovox again tonight because we've had the best results with that. Although last week, SB7, it blew me out of the water what we actually came up with. We had some really, really great things come through. But we're going to use the Echovox tonight. I'm going to probably go, I think, I'll start with Bank A and I'll switch it midstream to Bank B. And then I want to wrap up in a time frame where we can actually open up the envelope, talk about things a little bit more, and then wrap up. So we're going to run a session until probably about 7:25. That's about 20 minutes. And so we're going to run about a 20-minute Echovox session. Hopefully we can get something to come in here. We can get it to communicate with us. We can get it to interact with us in some way, shape, or form. So I am going to get set up here and start. I do have a Sony recorder that I've got set up here. All right, this is Daniel speaking from station 49620. Are we reaching you tonight? here with us? Who can hear my voice? Can you come through and tell us anything about yourself? Hi there. Hello? Are we reaching you? We've had several people reach out the last few weeks to try to communicate with us. Is Kevin here tonight? Last week someone named Sue tried to come through. Is Sue with us tonight? Word. We do have a word. Word. We do have a word. We've got a word in this envelope. And this word is in my head. And I'm hoping that you can tell us through this device what that word is. It is cold. It's cold where we are. Are you near us? Are you near us? Are you near us? Can you tell us anything about where you're at? This is Daniel. We've talked many times. This is Daniel. We've talked many times. Do you have a name? Can you see us from where you're at? No. What are you? Are you human? Tom, are you here? What are you? Are you human? Tom, are you here? That was interesting. That was interesting. Tom, if you're there, can you come through for us? Hold on. Tom, if you're there, can you come through for us? Hold on. I'm thinking of the word that's in this envelope. Can you tell us the word? Do you understand why we're opening up this communication? We have questions that we would love to have answered. I'm going to go ahead and switch to menu B. I'm going to go ahead and switch to menu B. I'm going to go ahead and switch to menu B. It'll be a little bit different kind of a vocal. We have questions about life and about what happens when it's over. We have questions about what else might be out there. We called that. We called that. We called that. We called that. There's some numbers there. There's some numbers there. There's some numbers there. We're station 49620. Tom? We're station 49620. Tom? We're station 49620. Tom? One keeps coming through. One. Same voice. Can you be a little clearer, please? consistent voice. There was a consistent female voice there. 4 or 5 words. Again, a consistent voice. There was a consistent female voice there. 4 or 5 words. Again, a consistent voice. There was a consistent female voice there. 4 or 5 words. Again, I'm throwing this word in this envelope out there for you. Can you tell us what the word is written in that envelope? Hello? 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 Tom, can you give us some answers? And the one, like a number sequence ending in 1 each time. Do you have a station number? One. 2 other numbers and then 1 each time. What was that number again? 1. What is the significance of 1? Do you have any messages for myself or anyone that might be in the chat room? Kevin. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Do you have any messages for myself or anyone that might be in the chat room? Kevin. Do you have any messages for myself or anyone that might be in the chat room? Kevin. It's interesting because that Kevin voice is the exact same voice that came through a couple weeks ago. Kevin, what can we do for you? Or are you looking for Kevin? Is there something we can do to help you? Yes, help. What can we do to help? Is there something we can do to help you? Yes, help. What can we do to help? Is there something we can do to help you? Yes, help. What can we do to help?
Sue.
Sue? Does Sue need our help?
Correct.
Sue? Does Sue need our help? Sue? Does Sue need our help? What can we do to help Sue? Hold on again. Hold on again. Hold on again. Hold on again. How can we improve our communication? That was interesting. How can we improve our communication? That was interesting. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Tom, if you're here with us, can you help Sue if she needs help? Can we get some more information from the female voice? You sound like you need our help. Can we get some more information from the female voice?
Yeah.
You sound like you need our help. Can we get some more information from the female voice? You sound like you need our help. She sounds like upset. What can we do to help you? We've got about 5 more minutes. Female voice. It's really interesting. Why do you keep saying one so many times? Can you tell us where you're located, please? A lot of numbers. What do the numbers mean? Is Tom responsible for the numbers? Is he sending us these numbers? Felt like there was a lot there. Same voice. Felt like there was a lot there. Same voice. We've only got a couple more minutes. But we will be back next week. Hopefully you can save your energy and do your best to communicate with us. Last chance. Can you tell me what the word in the envelope is? Alright, I do thank you for the session. And I thank you for trying to communicate. going to wrap up for this week. We'll be back next week. I'm going to sign off in 3, 2, 1. Good night and thank you. All right, well, I distinctly heard the Kevin vocal again. Same exact tone, same exact voice as the last time we got it, but he only seemed to come through the once, did not seem to repeat. A lot of numbers, a lot of number sequences. That's going to be interesting to compare those to the numbers that came through last week. As far as the word, I did not hear anything that sounded like the word, but upon review, maybe I will find something, or maybe you heard something along these lines. The word was mimicry. Mimicry was the word, and I did use that word for a reason. I'll tell you a little bit more about that next week, so it's going to give you a reason to tune in, right? For this week, that's a wrap on that. The experiment is working. I feel very confident that the experiment is working. On the surface, I didn't feel like we got a lot tonight, but until I review, it is very hard to say. The last 2 weeks, phenomenal evidence came through, so I'm very hopeful that we have more. I do want to talk just a little bit about Tom. When we have worked with the concept of time stream and building the bridge, basically that is building communication with the other side, with the people on that other side who are also trying to communicate back to us. Tom has come through with us many, many times. We consider him kind of our technician. There is another one, his name is Seth. Those two are kind of the ones that predominantly we run into a lot on here. Tom seemed to come through pretty predominantly tonight, and that's really cool, because if we can establish that connection weekly, I think that that's going to really help us to get some better materials, and I'll try to explain that a little bit more next week. I basically am giving myself about 5 minutes pre-show, 5 minutes after show to kind of talk about these things and kind of expand our knowledge and our ideas. Now remember, you're part of this experiment. The more of you that are out there on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, even if you can't tune into the show, if you're just like, oh, Dan's going on to communicate with whatever's out there tonight, you just think that at 7 o'clock, and we're opening up this vortex of our thoughts and our energy that's going to allow whatever beings are out there that want to communicate that night to try to come through to us. And that's what we really want. That's the experiment. I've opened this up to not just spirit, extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional. Just come through and talk to us. We're looking to answer some questions. We're looking to possibly formulate more questions, because nothing's ever cut and dried in the paranormal. If anybody tells you that it is that way, they're lying to you. I think that's it. Have I forgotten anything, Miss Stephanie?
No.
She says no, so we're going to call this one a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. Put the thoughts out there, put them into the air. Come here Saturday night, and let's communicate. Have a great night, folks.